We lived in it was a pretty large apartment townhome complex. We lived in the townhomes. The townhomes were quite a bit smaller than the apartments. We lived in the townhomes, and 2 doors down was a guy named Dean Smith, I want to say his name was. He was a bus captain from out of Roseville Baptist Church, and he would every once in a while, ask us if we wanted to ride the bus. If he got enough kids out of there, he'd bring the bus in, because it was a little bit of a trip. But we'd ride the bus to church, and I don't know if it was a Saturday or what day it was. It was summertime, because it was a nice, beautiful day in Minnesota. I know I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I was out that day. I was by myself. There was woods all around the complex. I was coming back home, and I was walking through one of the courtyard fields coming into the apartments, and one of my friends saw me, and he was like, Scott. But he was like, Scott, I've been looking all over for you. I'm like, why? He's like, cause there's some people here, and they want to save you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Save me from what? Like, oh, you just got to come, man. You got to come. You got to hurry, because they're getting ready to leave. They might be gone already, And he was just so intent on, getting me to these people. And I'm like oblivious, like, so we get up there, and he's like, oh, they're still here, man. They're still here. He's so excited, So he got saved. I remember this young lady, teenager. What had happened is that church had brought the teen group into the apartment complex, knocking on doors, teen soul winning. And she, led me down the Romans Road. I was just a little kid, but, I knew I lied. I knew that I did things wrong, some of the things that I did were wrong, and I was a sinner. And she told me, and I knew, I guess, about Jesus. My mom would tell us, but I never knew that I needed to ask Jesus in my heart to save me. And I remember that day I did. And I remember when I did, I had to go tell everybody I knew, is so vivid in my memory, other than the day I trusted Christ as my Savior. When I woke up that morning, it was a Sunday morning, 7 o'clock. And again, I was never up that early back in those days. But I woke up at 7 o'clock with that song, Send the Light, the Blessed Gospel Light, playing in my head. It was just, send the light, the blessed gospel light, let it shine from shore to shore. And I'm like, oh, why is this song playing in my head? I'm rolling over, trying to go back to sleep. It's like looking at the clock, 7 o'clock in the morning. This song is playing in my head. I'm like, what is going on? It's like I sat up, and I'm like, I don't listen to gospel music. Just the most ungodly music that you could listen to. And that was what I liked. And, it's like somebody slapped me in the face, said, you need to go to church this morning. You need to get into church, And Caleb was, I don't know if he was 2 yet. And he was just barely talking a little bit, And I asked him, and I was going to come to Bible Baptist Church that morning, as a matter of fact. Went up to that stop sign where you turn left or right on, is it Cortez? Yeah, Cortez. I asked Caleb, I'm like, look, Caleb, I said, I really want to go to Bible Baptist Church, but we either we're going to Bible Baptist Church or we'll go to the Gospel Light Church. I said, what church do you want to go to this week? I said, next week we'll go to the other one. He goes, I want to go to the Gospel Light Church, Daddy. It's just incredible to me, sitting there that morning, not knowing what to expect, and is this guy going to be right, and hopefully, but his wife got up. Her name is Kathy, and she said, the ladies and I have been practicing this song for 2 weeks, and we're going to sing it this morning. I didn't think nothing of that, and all of a sudden, what do they start singing? Send the light, the blessed gospel light, and I I just couldn't believe, God called me here today, and after the service, I just remember listening to that song and just over and over and over, I need to go to the altar this morning. I need to go to the altar this morning. I'm going to go to the altar. I want to give it all to God. And I did. And probably a couple weeks before going to the Gospel Light Church, Donna was giving Caleb a bath, and I was in the living room with the TV on, and I remember talking to God, just feeling so discontent and unhappy, and telling God, I know, I'm unhappy. I am not content. I said, I don't know if I will ever be content. I said, but God, I'm gonna stay here with my family. I don't want to ruin my son's life. And and again, 2 weeks later, this happens with the gospel light playing in my head, going to church, the lady singing that song, and me going to the altar and telling God, whatever you want, God, that's what I need to do. I need to, forget about myself. And it is incredible, and it's only because it's God,